How you doing today? This is Rick. I got this RV travel trailer. I just kind of not liking the lighting. It's kind of dull and not very bright. So these are incandescent fixtures. So I got on Amazon. I got a 5-pack of fixtures that are LEDs, and they're cool white. And as you can see, these are a lot brighter. I've done 3 of them already. And I've done the slide out on some other bulbs too, but just the whole room lights up. And then, you know, five light fixtures, like under $40. You really can't go wrong on that. I just wanted to show you how to change one out. Most people with just a few common tools can do this. All I need is a screw gun and a wire stripper, and you're good to go. So let's get to seeing what's going on here. Here's one of the light Echo RV LED lights. I got these straight off Amazon. They came in a pack of 5, and so far I'm very happy with the purchase. So hopefully you are too. And then this goes with any other light too. If you gonna change out your lights, you can do any style as long as it fits and is 12 volt. You'd be good to go. So first off, we'll get that off. And I don't know if you can see, but there's slots in there, so you know that they slide back and down. Get out of the way. Then slide back and out. And that gets you to all the mounting screws. So we'll get those out of there. And these particular fixtures have 8 mounting screws. Let's get down here. Sometimes I use the fasteners that came out of the light to do another light. These particular ones come up not liking their really skinny style head, so it doesn't fit your screw gun very well. So we'll change that to the mounting hardware that came with it. And then you just don't pull these wires too hard, just you want to get them to come out. There's a wire connector right here. I just kind of move it around with my finger until I can get it to pop out the hole without forcing the wiring. It's almost there. You just don't want to tear anything apart. I wouldn't want to be tracing wires in this roof. Come on, there it is. Okay, now that you've got a little more wires to play with there. Now what I do is I just cut it. I'm not going to use this light fixture again, so I'm not going to save much of the wiring. I'm just going to throw them away. It's cheap enough. And like I said, these, well, the back of these lights, they're LEDs. Most of them are directional on 12 volt, you know, positive and a negative side. These particular ones say no polarity, so it makes it very easy. I don't need to know which of these wires is the 12 volt or which is the ground. Kind of nice. Just remember, we do not want these to touch though. It will blow one of the fuses in your power distribution panel. Not a big deal, you just have to go find it and replace the fuse. But I just try to do less work if you can. Alright, we'll get one of these boxes out here, and get some mounting screws and 2 wire connectors in there. Alright, there's your product. And those, remember, I told you those other light, it slid. Well, this one doesn't have those lines there, you can tell, so it actually pinches and then pull up, and that's to get that light off. Pinch and just, I usually try to grab my finger right in the middle to pull, and there you go. You got nice LED light fixture. It's pretty close to the same one. And Like I said, I don't know if this is readable, but it does say no polarity, 12 volts. So the wires are pre-stripped for you, so that's good. And I just stripped the ones up there. So I'm gonna get the packet open here. And since it's no polarity, we're just gonna line those wires up. I usually just kind of twist them a little bit to get them started, and then put one wire nut on there. And just twist. When it starts to get a little tight and starts to turn the wires a little bit, that's good. Just nice firm connection. We don't want to tear the wires apart, so don't go crazy on it or you'll rip the wires right out of the sheathing there. Like I said, just a little twist to get those wires connected together, and screw these on so it just has a good little resistance. And number one thing here would be to test the light first and make sure one side works and both sides work. Okay, so we are good to go there. Now we can put this back up, and then we're gonna just nice and carefully put these back up into the hole. And then we'll get one screw ready. I said you don't have to, but I'm gonna use the screws that came with this light fixture. They just fit better on into my screw gun. Let's make sure those wires don't get pinched up there. These particular lights, since I've done them already, they don't line up with the exact holes that the old one did. But what you can do is cover them all and make sure that no screws are covered. I usually put one screw up there. Looks like I kind of maybe missed. I think I missed that one. Not a problem. That's why we only do one at a time. Yeah, I was a little off. Right. So we're gonna cover that up. We can see right about there. Okay, now again we can make sure that we're okay there. I like to get another screw ready, and since we got this nice line here, we can just kind of find out where it sits in good. That looks pretty dang good right there. Alright, now we got two in, looks good. And we can finish up the rest of the screws. Another thing to think of is this is just little 1/8 inch Luan paneling. If you tighten this too tight, they will tear right through and strip out. You don't want to do that. So just as they get tight, you're good to go. So you can see it suck up into the, and that's a good spot. Now they had 8 screws in here. I haven't seen this many times. I just do one here and one in the cross, and that holds down the center, and 2 less screws being used. Go, we're nice and tight. These particular covers have these protective film over it because they're new. We'll just take those off before we install. Alright, and like I said, if you can see those little holes in the back, if you put the back in and slide it into its position and just squeeze and push up, it goes right into place. And it's not a real hard squeeze, just enough to fit those. And voila, we got light. And as you see from the first part of the video, it was pretty dull in here in the yellows. Now it's a lot brighter, a lot less heat coming off those bulbs. The LEDs are cooler than the incandescent, and they take less power, so it's a good win situation. Fairly cheap to modify, makes your coach looks a lot better. I got 2 more coming in for those ones underneath the overhead on the bed, and I'll got some other ones, so I'm gonna have all LEDs in here. It's gonna look nice and like daylight in here when you want it to. Appreciate you sticking around and watching the how I do that, and hopefully that helps you. I will make future videos in the future about RV repair and maintenance. Come back and see me, and hope you learned something from it. Thank you for your support.